Hey guys, Angie Verzeleti here. I am your host for Entrepreneur Audacity. And on this podcast, we talk all things audacious mindsets. In this episode, I want to just give you a little bit of a rundown of why I started this podcast, a little bit of who I am. So you know the position that I've stood in while I'm conducting these interviews, because I'm interviewing people on a very, very broad range of history, experience, knowledge. And for me, I want to be someone that brings the learnings from these people out and shares it with the world. My job is to facilitate those conversations and bring out the knowledge and bring out the expertise and help you uncover your own audacity and your mindset needed to build resilience, start businesses, take a step forward and take action in your life. Because for me, I hate people never taking any risks. I love challenges. I love embracing life's unknown elements and diving into that. On this podcast, I'm doing interviews with people who have founded companies that are worth billions to people just starting out, authors, everyone in between. I want you to learn from some of the best minds around and people who were and still are everyday human beings. You know, there is so much content out there for people who are very, very high up in corporations and, you know, having huge impact and influence on the world. And I think we forget that there's so many people who are just like you and me, starting out, founding things, or haven't even dove into things just yet, but we have lessons and knowledge that we can share with the world. And my job on this podcast is to bring those thoughts and feelings to life, interview some really unique brains and pull out everything to help you with your mindset and help uncover some fun topics and just talk about things that people probably don't socialize enough, in my opinion. Nothing's off limits in this podcast. I am a very open book, someone who, I say it how it is. I'm pretty direct. I like a no-fluff kind of feel throughout this process. I'm not going to be just dancing over things. I'm going to be hitting people with the hard questions to really uncover the lessons that we need to help us live an audacious lifestyle and take risks on ourselves and be inspired by other people's journeys. Because I know for me, along my journey, I found so much inspiration just from having conversations and letting myself be taught by some really great minds. And if I can offer the world back anything, is I want to help share that same knowledge and same understanding throughout. A little bit about myself. I am 28 years old at the time of this recording. I've had a pretty diverse background. I went through a bit of shit when I was younger, if you will, excuse my language, when I ended up getting mixed up in drugs and domestic violence, and I had to go to rehab. And this was all before I turned 18. So I went through a bit of an interesting adolescent years. And from that, it kind of propelled me into the business realm, and then being very creative and entrepreneurial stemmed from that, and a lot of lessons that come from that. So, you know, I've been lucky enough to be surrounded and have the right support that helped me get through those periods of my life. And now I've learned to use those negatives as fuel on my fire and help me achieve what I want in life. Who is Angie? So who am I, and why am I okay to talk about the things that I'm going to talk about on this podcast, and how did I end up here? So I've got a very interesting background. I've been to the bottom of the barrel, and now I'm on my way up to the top of it. And I want to bring you on that journey to show you that I am just a normal human being. I bleed, I bruise, I have feelings. We're all the same. And I want you to know, and I want you to be able to relate to, firstly, myself as I conduct these interviews, but also my guests, because just like us, you know, we all face moments of doubt and self-criticism and fear. And it's how we move through that really matters. So this podcast is to help you get through those points, to learn from people who have gone through that and dove into those fears. My background spans from corporate business, leadership, mining, sales, marketing, retail, a lot of different industries. I've got a few different companies that I'm setting up, and no doubt by the time that you may be listening to this, I've probably got some other ventures going on. So I am very ambitious But I keep myself very humble because, I know what it feels like to have absolutely nothing. I know what it feels like to have a lot of success. And I want you to know that wherever you are in your journey, that you can also strive for the same thing and you can do the same thing. So this is just to show you, hey, it's scary as fuck, but you can do it. Let's dive in. I've done a lot of study as well, a lot in business, project management, leadership. I've studied a bit of applied neuroscience and leadership as well. Personal interest is psychology and the human brain and the mind and people. I'm completely fascinated by it, which is, another reason why this podcast come about is because I love learning from people's experience. I think it's a beautiful thing and everyone's got a unique story to share. And it's my job to help bring that out and share the lessons with you. So who is this show for? This show is for the people that want to get a bit of inspiration for what it means to have a bit of audacity to go after what you want in life. Because really, that's the whole intention with the podcast, is having a bold, daring, audacious mindset and striving for more than the limits and beliefs that we hold ourselves down with. And if you're someone who maybe is on the entrepreneurial journey, is just starting out, unsure where to start, I want you to be able to listen to this podcast and get some info and get some inspiration from some of the awesome people that I do these interviews with, because we have so many lessons and I want to bring them to you. So if you're someone who's ambitious and you just want to get a bit of info or have a bit of fun as well, not everything it's not a business strict podcast. We talk a lot about mindset, a lot about limiting factors and the nitty-gritty things that people don't really cover. I will help you understand what it's like to be an imposter, how to work through beliefs, how to challenge yourself and face fears and dive into the unknown. And you're going to be learning from people who have done exactly that. So that's the exciting thing about this podcast, is nothing's off limits. Everything here and everyone has been on a journey themselves, and you can take a lesson from every interview that I've done here. So this is a place where we bring high performance and high energy and audacity into our lifestyle. One thing I will say with this podcast is it's not fluffy. We're pretty direct. I'm going to be asking some pretty raw things to people. It might not resonate with everyone, might not, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. You might like the concept, you might not. That's fine. But for me, my job is to bring people forwards and share the learnings. Why audacity? Audacity is a word that has a little bit of friction with it. And it's mainly because by definition, it is doing things in a bit of a rude way. But I quite like audacity and resonate with it so much because it's about being bold. It's about being daring and having courage to take risks, to do things and dive into unknown realms. And that's exactly what this podcast is about. So the interviews that I conduct are impactful. They're inspirational. They're not all going to resonate with you. Some guests you might love, some you might not. You might not even like me. That's fine. I'm not fussed. There'll be something out there that does resonate with you. And that's the important thing. For me, I chose audacity because you have to have a bit of audacity if you're going to take a bet on yourself. And that's my whole intention with this podcast, is having the courage to lean in and see where your potential is and how far you can go, because I don't want you to have a comfortable life. I want you to have an exciting life. And I want to give you inspiration that is achievable and you can work through whatever you need to get through to get there. It just takes a little bit of audacity and a little bit of inspiration, which is what we work on here. In closing, get ready to uncover some awesome interviews with some people who are absolutely phenomenal, really impressive, good, kind-hearted people. Their resumes speak volumes, but their mindset and their hearts are like gold. I know I've gotten so much from doing these episodes and recording these interviews, and I've had so much fun with it. And I want to share that with you because it's all about having a bit of audacity to go after what you want in life. What I need from you is you hit the like and subscribe button. You share it with your friends. Obviously, we want to get this out there, and I know that you will take something away. So make sure if you've got someone that you think might be a great fit for the podcast as well, tell them to link in. I would love to do an interview with them. Everyone has a story and everyone can share something with the world. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, the links and stuff are in the details below. Shoot me a DM, send me an email. You know the drill.